No clickbaiters. You can see the videos on the screen. We'll play the story. Quick message. If you are currently messing with a married man or a married woman, or you're messing with somebody that's in a relationship and you're considering going to tell their spouse or their mate that y'all are messing around, I would urge you to stand to the end. No, I've been here, been there, done that. No judgment here. So I'm gonna give you the real. However, if you don't want to stand to the end, it's cool. The only thing I ask you to do is hit the like button before you leave. Just please hit the like button before you leave. And as always, I appreciate the day ones and the new supporters that hit the like button out the gate and that leave comments. Man, y'all are the real MVPs. I couldn't do it without y'all. Now let's get into this tragic story.
Dominique Clayton was born in Oxford, Mississippi. She was a mother of 4. Her family describes her as a very nice person that would help anyone. She loved her kids and loved her family dearly. Dominique was involved in an extramarital affair with Matthew Kinney, who was a police officer for the Oxford Police Department. Matthew and Dominique had a long-standing relationship that lasted many months. On the night of May 18th, Dominique called Matthew, who was working patrol at the downtown square as a member of Oxford Police Department's mounted patrol, to come take her to her car because it was raining. While driving home, she called him on the phone. He then drove to the Oxford Police Department horse barn and left his phone at the barn around 1:15 a.m. the morning of May 19th. Matthew, who was off duty at the time, then drove to Dominique's home in an Oxford Police Department patrol car and parked around the corner from the residence. It was revealed that he entered Dominique's home, despite admitting to investigators that he had no key, and found Dominique in her bedroom asleep. Matthew then went back to his car where he retrieved his police-issued 9mm pistol and at approximately 2:05 a.m. went back into Dominique's home. He then shot Dominique once in the head. Afterwards, he drove back to the barn where he got his phone and then sent a text to Dominique around 2:20 a.m. While driving home on South Lamar Boulevard, Matthew tossed the shell casing, which had become stuck in his pistol after firing it, onto the street. The casing was never recovered. At the time, her 4 children were returning from spending the weekend at their uncle's. Her 8-year-old son was sent inside to lure Dominique out for a fun prank, but he instead emerged from the home and told his siblings that their mother was dead.
All right, we're gonna pause right there, man. Very sick. I feel sorry for the little guy on this one, but listen, if you able to identify a selfish person and you know that you are a giver and you're selfless, get away from them ASAP. Ain't too much good gonna come from you. See, the man knew she had kids and he didn't even consider that fact. But just get away from them ASAP. They probably ain't gonna do nothing but exploit your kindness. That's what a lot of them do. So again, givers like to give, but takers have no limit. So I always keep that on mind. Keep that in mind. We'll get into more of that later. Let's continue.
Dominique's relatives told local media that she had been romantically involved with Matthew, who was married to someone else at the time. He had been a 4-year veteran of the Oxford Police Department. He purchased Dominique a car, clothing, shoes, and promised her a house. Matthew's attorney, Tony Faries, told WRL that Matthew broke when Dominique threatened to tell his wife of the affair. It was alleged.
Okay, quick pause again. Listen, I'm not. I know we both know that you shouldn't be messing with nobody that's in a relationship, or you shouldn't be messing with nobody that's married. We got that out the way. Now, if you are in this situation, hear me out. I wouldn't recommend you telling that person's girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife. I wouldn't recommend it because you don't know what their mental state is going to be after you tell them. You don't know how they're going to take it. They might want you out of here. So it's best for you to just walk away. And if you're struggling with it, y'all know what I'm going to say, counseling or therapy. But definitely, I wouldn't recommend it. You can do what you want to do, but I wouldn't recommend telling them. I recommend just leaving the situation alone. But we'll get into more of that later.
That Matthew and his supporters, including but not limited to Officer Darren Gibbs, began to spread the story that Dominique's death was a suicide. Allegedly, this wasn't Matthew's first rodeo down this road. It was rumored that Matthew's former wife also died under suspicious circumstances, and that this event occurred while he was employed by the Olive Branch Police Department. Although Matthew was initially determined to be a person of interest in the death of his former wife, the relevant authorities ultimately concluded that she committed suicide. They further alleged that the Olive Branch Police Department conducted an internal investigation into the matter, and then told Matthew that his employment with that agency would be terminated if he did not resign. Although Matthew was never formally charged with the murder of his former wife, he did resign from his employment with the Olive Branch Police Department and subsequently found employment with the Oxford Police Department. It was further alleged that the Oxford Police Department reviewed Matthew's personnel file from his employment tenure with the Olive Branch Police Department, and that through the review of his personnel file, the Oxford Police Department learned that Matthew was forced to resign because of the Olive Branch Police Department's investigation and determinations pertaining to the suspicious death of his then-wife. It was also alleged that Matthew had prior histories of using excessive force which defendant City of Oxford and Chief McCutcheon knew or should have known. In sum, it's alleged that Matthew was forced to resign from a previous law enforcement agency as a result of an investigation conducted by that agency related to the suspicious death of his then-wife. 2. That defendant City of Oxford knew about defendant Kinney's resignation and the reasons for said resignation. And 3. That defendant City of Oxford was therefore fully aware that there was a likelihood that Matthew would violate the constitutional rights of another at the time of his hiring. Despite those allegations, Matthew was hired by Oxford Police Department, remarried and had 2 children. During his time with OPD, he became involved in an extramarital affair with Dominique. In addition to Matthew being indicted on the charge of capital murder, Dominique's family also filed a lawsuit against the Oxford Police Department and Matthew.
He was shot and killed by a cop, and now her family is suing not only the officer, but also the city he worked for. The family of Dominique Clayton is suing former Oxford police officer Matthew Kinney and the Oxford Police Department in federal court. Last week, you'll remember, we reported Kinney was sentenced to life in prison for killing Clayton after breaking into her home and shooting her on the back of the head. Prosecutors say he did it because he was having an affair with her and he didn't want his wife to find out. Fox 13's Tom Dees was in Oxford today as attorneys for the Clayton family argued Oxford's police department should have never hired Kinney.
On the steps of the Oxford courthouse, attorney Carlos Moore announced the family will be suing for an unspecified amount to be decided by a jury. He says Kinney has a checkered past.
Matthew Kinney was forced to leave his employ with the Olive Branch Police Department years ago. And instead of terminating him, they allowed him to resign. And the reason he resigned instead of being terminated is so he could get another law enforcement job. And so Oxford had his personnel file. They should have known he resigned under suspicion, under duress. They should have never hired him. He was clearly forced to resign because he was under suspicion of killing his then wife, even though it was legally ruled a suicide.
According to Dominique's family, the lawsuit is not only justice for Dominique, but it's also a way to provide for the children that she left behind. It's also a way to provide for the children that she left behind.
I'm hoping that we still get justice and all this ends because it's too much, and I wish he was still here with us today.
Family members tell me that Clayton was 32 years old at the time of her death. According to prosecutors, Kinney was on patrol and in his police cruiser when he went to her home and broke in her home and shot her in the back of the head with his service weapon on May 19th of 2019. She was found dead by her 8-year-old son. Attorneys for Clayton's family claim that an officer named Darren Gibbs, along with Kinney, began spreading rumors that Clayton's death was a suicide.
He told the family after Dominique died that she died of suicide. That was the first thing they were told. And they said, no, my relative did not kill herself. And some of the superior officers said there was no gun near her, so she couldn't have killed herself.
Reporting in Oxford, Tom Dees.
Matthew pled guilty in the Circuit Court of Lafayette County, Mississippi, to the felony offense of capital murder. He was sentenced to serve the remainder of his life in the custody of the Mississippi Department of Corrections, without the possibility of parole, probation, or any other form of early release.
Life behind bars. That's the sentence for a former Oxford police officer who pleaded guilty to a 2019 murder. Action News 5's Ariana Poindexter has the latest on Matthew Kinney's plea deal.
Joe and Kanji, court lasted for about 20 minutes from start to finish, and during that time, former Oxford police officer Matthew Kinney pleaded guilty to capital murder in the death of Dominique Clayton, meaning he will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. Dozens of Clayton's loved ones were at the plea hearing. They said they wanted the death penalty, but are still pleased knowing that Kinney will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Thank you. Justice has been served.
Clayton was shot in the head while sleeping in her home in 2019. Tragically, one of her 4 children found her. Now, the Clayton family attorney says within the next 7 days or so, he will file a civil rights lawsuit against the city of Oxford as well as Matthew McKinney. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we learn more about that suit. But for now, reporting in Union County, I'm Ariana Poindexter, Action News 5.
A U.S. district judge awarded Dominique Clayton's family $2.2 million for damages in the wrongful death lawsuit against the Oxford Police Department and Matthew. Currently, Dominique's 4 children are in the care of her mother.
All right. Like the video if you have not liked the video. Condolences to the family. I mean, it's very unfortunate that our son had to find her, and he's of an age where he probably is going to remember it. So I'm going to pray that he's able to flip this horrible, negative situation into something positive or what have you. Praying for the other 4 kids, the other 3 kids, I'm sorry, along with him to be successful beyond you all's imagination. Much respect to the family for standing on business with the lawsuit. I know it won't bring her back, but you know, at least it's something. Yeah, so I'm proud of you all for standing on that business and, you know, getting something out of it. Like the video if you have not liked the video. Now let's get into it. Okay, you messing with somebody else's spouse, somebody else's boyfriend or girlfriend. Again, I've done that before. I've been here, so I'm not passing any judgments. Hear me out. I know for sure it can be hard to walk away. They probably treat you better than they treat their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their husband, or their wife. A lot of times that's how it works. They've told you lies about how they were gonna leave. They hadn't left yet. You just waiting around. Some of y'all might have been waiting around for years. And just waiting for them to leave. Most of the time, they don't leave. You can check the stats on that most of the time. That's what they're gonna tell you, because actually you're holding their relationship or their marriage up. Like, they're not too happy with their significant other. They find the happiness through you or what have you. So I know it's hard to walk away. People probably just say walk away, but I know it's hard. Again, y'all have established memories. You even probably look at them as yours and you want them to be yours. That's why you want to tell their husband, their wife, their boyfriend, their girlfriend. But listen to me. As I said earlier, that can be very dangerous because this person may not even care. They may not even know, especially if it's a woman they cheating on. She might even know. She may even know who you are, but she may not want to lose her family. Or she may be used to him just like you used to him. Or men can find themselves in this situation too. Maybe, you know, he used to her like you used to her. And maybe he don't want to walk away, just like you don't want to walk away. So in this case, I would urge you not to tell anybody anything. If you're gonna do anything, just leave them alone. If it's too much for you, leave them alone. If you're struggling, again, counseling and therapy and a strong support system. But zip the mouth. You don't know the mindset these people in, man. And last thing we want you is hurt. Next, a lot of time, police does not play fair. Law enforcement, you see that. He shouldn't have never even been hired in this place. A lot of times they don't play fair. I think they're getting a little bit better, but they don't play fair a lot of times. And another thing too is sometimes you have to judge people by their past. If you think somebody's wife has just gone away like that, you might want to take that into consideration. Their wife or their husband just vanished like that and it's suspicious. You might want to take that into consideration, regardless of what they've told you. This guy just sounds like just a reckless person. And if you reckless for too long, it's going to catch up with you. So if you're watching this and you know you're a reckless person, you might just want to slow down, start cleaning up your mistakes and just repent, you know, because eventually it may just catch up with you. He just didn't know when to quit. I guess he thought he was invincible, which a lot of times people do feel that way and they just keep going. Lastly, if you have a wrongful death lawsuit, you think something suspicious about the death, go through with it. Go through with it. I mean, I know it's not going to bring them back, and I know it might be hard. You might not even want to relive those memories, and you may not even know where to start. I'm gonna recommend seeking calling attorneys in your area to try to find one that will possibly take up on your case and explain it to them very well. And don't get discouraged if you call 3 or 4 of them and it don't work. Keep going until you find the right one. Somebody will pick up on your case if you got a case. But stand on business. You never know what can happen. And again, it's not going to bring them back, but the fact that you can get something from it, that would be better, in my opinion. You seen they stood on business. You seen what happened for them. So that could be you if you feel like someone's suspicious about the death. On that note, like the video if you have not liked the video. I appreciate you all always coming. I greatly appreciate that. I do not take it for granted. Y'all comment on the video. Let me know what you think about the video. Also, if I missed anything that can help anyone, please drop it in the comment section. Again, it doesn't matter if it comes from me or if it comes from you. It's just about helping people on this channel. So if I missed anything that'll help anyone, please put it in the comment section. Don't be shy. They're watching and you're helping them. Also, subscribe to the channel if it's your first time hearing you into this type of content. And when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when the videos are dropped. Like the video if you have not liked the video. Share the video. If you know some people that can benefit from the video, share the video. I see the shares and I appreciate them. I appreciate everything you all do. Again, I can't do this without y'all. I just be talking to myself. So I greatly appreciate all the love and support. On that note, if you have not liked the video, like the video. I am out. Wishing you all continued blessings. Peace.